Alright, YouTube is being stupid. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube's acting weird for some reason. I don't know why. I didn't mean to schedule this for another day. Hey, Bruce. So, Prada disconnected my hard drive, so now I have to reboot the freaking computer and start all over again. And for some reason it won't boot off my FireWire. The fuck? God damn it, cat. Oh, why is something booting off of this? Alright. Let us try to reboot into Tiger and try to restart this over again. Hey, Patrick. This is a PowerBook G4 1.67 with 2 gigs of RAM, 80 gig hard drive, and a dual layer super drive. This computer actually belongs to Dave from Dave's Vintage Tech. I just have been too lazy to actually send it to him. And yes, it is pretty awesome. I have it on the iMac, and I really haven't even put it through its paces, but just a little bit that I was able to experiment with. I mean, it's, yeah. The dude who did this is, he is like, he's going to be a god among the PowerPC guys. For sure. No doubt there. Yeah, this is a top of the line. What? What do you mean it can't be used with this version of... What? Oh, shit. Oh, I got it. That would explain it. Okay, let's go into the actual hard drive I booted off of. Oh my god. Alright, so we want to restore. We're going to use an image right there. Destination is going to be this hard drive. We're going to, we're going to cancel, we're going to erase. Skip this as well. Okay. What? don't understand what the hell the problem is. Yeah, Retro Techie, well, the SSD is what I'm lacking. Something's going on. Well, yeah, that's all it is. You know, I had no issues with it on the iMac, and this one here, both these PowerBooks have been doing nothing but fighting me, and now I have no operating system on the hard drive at all now. So now I need to get a operating system on the hard drive. Hey, good, Joe. So are you going to, did you do the mod to the display in the Color Classic? So you get the 640 by 480? Please tell me you did. So right now I am restoring Tiger onto one of the partitions of the hard drive, so at least I can boot the freaking computer. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-download, not re-download, but I'm going to grab the image off of my Mac Pro and copy it directly to this computer right from my Mac Pro. Because I don't know if the image got corrupted or what. Yeah, I'm sure I'll figure it out. It's just being a pain in my freaking ass. Okay, so let's first of all, let's remap the boot drive to the hard drive. So startup disk, Macintosh hard drive. All right. So on another note, I've been keeping an eye on my processor utilization here, and my processor in this computer doesn't even get up to anywhere close to full speed while I'm doing these streams, and these streams are coming through at full HD 60 FPS. The graphics card is doing all the work. The video encode is at like 50%. And the CPUs are running at like 1.6 gigahertz. So I got that going for me. I got 24 logical processors, and I'm barely even scratching the surface. I should start doing some like 3D rendering or some shit on this thing. I'm still thinking about doing a Hackintosh conversion on this Dell. It is a nice machine for a PC. I got this PC because I couldn't buy a freaking Mac Pro that can touch the specs on this thing for what I paid. Sure. Dave, this thing isn't even breaking a sweat. Guess I could probably hear the hard drives spinning in the thing if they weren't hidden away in the corner. Which precision are you using, Dave? Mine's a 7410, a T7410. I got it dirt cheap, that's why I have it. Hey, Nicholas. It's okay. Oh, you have a Core i7 model. Okay. Oh, 4th gen Core i7. Do you have a dedicated video card, or are you using the integrated Intel graphics? If you're using the dedicated Intel graphics, that's probably why it's running hot. Oh, it's a laptop, so yeah, you're running a dedicated graphic. That's why. That's why. Oh my gosh. All right, let's connect to Stevie here. Say, if any of you guys are into PC stuff at all, or IBM stuff at all, you should go check out Dave's channel, IBM Museum. He's really into the good stuff. Especially if you're dealing with PS2s for anything. It is a PowerBook G4 1.67 2 gig 80 gig dual layer super drive, Jay, 15-inch model. There's nothing wrong with mini computer and mainframe stuff. I've actually been digging into old videos on YouTube about stuff like System 360, 370, and older stuff. I don't know why that kind of stuff just gets me. The whole history of it. Never had a 5161. Had every other one, but I've never had a XT286. Right now I'm copying the Sorbet Leopard zip file onto the hard drive of this PowerBook, and it's going a little slow. So Safari's working pretty well. No, Brock, it does not have an installer. It's simply it's just a hard drive image is all it is. But it's still pretty big. Yeah, I wish I could watch YouTube while I was at work, but it's kind of difficult. I would definitely make my day go a lot easier. You got an iMac, Dave? Oh yeah, which one did you get? I'm sure it's probably a Power PC, knowing you. I can't see you having an Intel iMac unless it's a newer one. Oh, G4. The one that looks like a desk lamp. Oh, they're around. Prada. Let's see here. Prada's there. Midna's there. Sassy and Lucy are in the bathroom. Lydia's on the bed. Tabby is on the table next to the chair, and Boots is in the kitchen in the box. I get all 8 of them. Yep, should be. Hey, Chris. How you doing? I haven't seen you forever. Hey, that as long as it works. We are going to cable the PowerBook because the airport is slow as fuck. Trying to get a boot. Oh yeah. IBM they're strange when it comes to boot ROMs. They had to do shit their way. How'd that work out for them? Not too well. That works. So I have this one back here, Dave. This is my old Gateway 24-inch HD flat panel. Got this thing back in like 2010, I think. It's one of the earlier full HD LED computer displays. So it's got HDMI, DVI, and VGA. So I think the VGA the DVI is hooked into the Dell, which is shoved in back there, and then the VGA is plugged into the Mac Pro right here, which really needs to find a home because it's kind of taking up a lot of space, and the HDMI is unused at the moment. So, oh, son of a bitch! Are you kidding me? No, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, those little ThinkCenters are pretty nice. I have an M82. I used to use it for the streaming, but the HD is just too much for the integrated graphics, which is why I went with the Dell, the Precision. But I have the I managed to find the ThinkCenter in one monitor that the computer goes into and it tucks into and back, which is nice. So I set it up as a Linux machine over on my desk. Oh yeah, I haven't done any updates on mine yet. Yeah, I'm sure they're more interested in Windows 11, which is bullshit. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about because Apple's not any better. Once they drop a new operating system, that's it. They don't give a fuck about their old ones, which sucks because I'm running Mojave on my Mac Pro, which is 10.14. Yeah, 10.14. And great operating system. It's freaking rock solid, man. And never had a complaint with it. But once it came out with Catalina and Big Sur, man, fuck Mojave. Catalina sucks. And I had enough bad experience with Windows when Windows 10 first came out. That's actually what caused me to go to Mac as my full-time computer, was fucking Windows 10. I downloaded Windows 10 onto my Windows 7 machine, which was a 8-core AMD FX, 3.5 gigahertz. Nice machine. Had 16 gigs of RAM and a RX 560 in it. And it was nothing but a fucking debacle. Same thing with my laptop, my AMD A10 Toshiba. Windows 10 was a nightmare on there. But now, I mean, they finally got all the bugs worked out. And it's not a half. I mean, it's still Windows. I'm still not crazy about it. But, it is a lot better than it used to be. Well, the nice thing is, Nicholas, is Microsoft. Microsoft will let you download the USB installer. You don't have to pay for it. They figure they'll get that out of you later. So they're still giving the OS away for free. So if you have a Windows 7 license, you can still register the operating system. So like when I updated my Toshiba when Windows 10 first came out, it actually registered a license for that, which was still valid. Now that had Windows 8.1 on it. So, and then I actually still had a license for my PC from running Windows 7 too. So I have 3 valid licenses, not including the Dell and the Lenovo that had the Windows 10 licenses already attached. So, got my stream notice just now. that's typical. I don't know why. That doesn't even surprise me. Yeah, that's the problem, Retro Techie. They're alien. You know, there's computers on the market right this fucking minute that won't run Windows 11 because they have put stupid arbitrary rules in about what can and cannot run Windows 11. They're starting to turn into fucking Apples. What they're doing. I mean, I have this 12 core, 24 thread Xeon dual processor here. It's only 4 or 5 years old, maybe, and it can't, by Microsoft's arbitrary rules, it can't run Windows 11. Although, from what I understand, there are people working. There are workarounds. I don't know anything about Chrome OS, and truthfully, I don't really want to know anything about Chrome OS. I used to use Chrome back in the day, and I'm so glad I got away from it. Well, I used to use a Chrome web browser. It used to be freaking awesome. Now it's so fucking slow, it's ridiculous. That's what they make us use at work, is fucking Chrome. And it's so slow on our thin clients. Yeah, I know. That's just the way things are going. You're right though. Apple is supporting their systems a lot longer than they used to. I mean, they're still supporting. I'm trying to think here. How far? I think we're going back to 2014 right now ish. I'd say like 5th gen Core machines, roughly. So that would go about 2014, 2015-ish era of Macs. I'd have to go back and triple check, but I know that the 2013 Mac Pro is supported, but that's a whole different bird there. I mean, that's like nothing else. But I think we're going back to like 2014 Minis and iMacs right now. But I mean, I'm still running Mojave. It runs fine. Now, I'm not getting the security updates, but yeah, I'm not too terribly concerned about that. I mean, fuck, I'm running El Capitan. This thing here is running El Capitan. Still runs perfectly. Alright. Finally. So, let's unzip this. This is probably going to take a while, too. Hey, Frederick, how you doing? Oh, you can get the TPM 2.0 as an add-in? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh. That's pretty cool. I am so out of it with PCs anymore. Oh, pretty good, Frederick. Oh, they're around. Prada and Midna are out here with me. Tabby's floating around somewhere. Boots is in the kitchen. Lydia's in the bedroom. Sassy and Lucifer in the bathroom. Oh, thank you, Frederick. Yeah, I have. So now I did. I will tell you, I did finally get a new phone. Um, I have not retired my iPhone 6s Plus. I swear. So I'm still rocking the 6s Plus. It's my work phone now. So I still have it, and it still gets used every day. But I'm using a 10R. I did get a iPhone 10R, which I actually got earlier this year, but I kind of got screwed on the carrier lock, which really pissed me off. Freaking Metro PCS. Minerva. That's a good name. Oh yeah, well that's the way anyone is. And the Android products are just, I don't know, they're just a clusterfuck. My boss has a Pixel, I think it's a Pixel 4, and he said that thing's a piece of shit. I had Toaster. Oh, right there it is. Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter anymore, RetroTech. They're all making money off of you. Even Apple. Don't let them bullshit you. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of the Chromebook. The Chromebook is a great machine for like what you say, for kids, people who aren't real tech savvy, stuff like that. People who just need the basics. You're not going to be editing video on a Chromebook or shit like that. But if you want to browse the internet, you want to play a game or two, as long as it's made for it, type a report or whatever. Chromebooks are great. I mean, they're cheap too. I mean, you can buy a Chromebook for like $100. As long as you can live with the limited capabilities, they're a great machine. But for most people like us, it's not a viable option. And yeah, but the problem is the base model iPad is still $300-400. My sound is quiet. I'll turn the volume up a little bit. Is that better? Your Mac is not ejecting the DVD. Well, if it's a cube, good luck. If it's an iMac G3, get the tweezers. If it's any other model, you shouldn't really have a problem. Sorry, I had turned the volume down because it was peaking pretty high. I'm using the microphone on one of my cameras. Oh, that's pretty cool. No, this is an aluminum. This is actually the very last model they made, the 1.67. Yeah, Dave, that I have to say is pretty damn cool. That would be 3D modeling so much easier. But you're right, it comes with an expense. Let's call it $1,000-1,200 or something like that. The Earl Grey is very refreshing. No, this is a 15. All of mine are 15s. I have, I think, 4 of them left. Plus enough parts I could probably build a 5th one. This one here isn't even mine. This one is actually for Dave from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. I actually promised him this one a long time ago, and I keep forgetting to send it to him. Never had a titanium. Oh, the one I sent to you, yeah. Hey, Adam. Yeah, that's the thing with the tablet is they're good for using, like, if you're doing touch stuff, they're great, but if you want to type something, they're horrible. Okay. So now here is the new disk image. So, oops. So let's try this again, see if we can totally fuck this up one more time. Alright, so we're going to take this drive, we're going to erase it. Erase. Yeah, not really. Yeah, Intel HD 4000 graphics aren't that bad. Okay, so now we're going to restore. So we're going to select an image. And we're going to go to here. Here, open. And we're going to use this as the restore point. And we're going to attempt to restore. Okay, it's copying. Actually, Frederick, you'll probably think it was rigged, but Jay did. And then I gave away a PowerBook G4, and Sean from Action Retro won that. I swear it was only up and up. I have no idea how that happened. I truthfully don't. I asked Sean if he wanted to claim the laptop or throw it back in the pool. He said he wanted to claim it, but I have to take it out to him myself. I can't send it to him in the mail. I must deliver it in person per his orders. Yeah, at least it wasn't. Well, truthfully, if it was Steve, I would have redrawn. I don't think Steve even entered. Hey, there's Sean. He is still here. Fred, you're crazy. First of all, Steve ain't gonna give anyone that molar mat because he ain't gonna lift the damn thing. It weighs too much. Second of all, he went through way too much shit to get that thing. So oh, there you go, Sean. Which G5 do you want, Alex? Oh, the quad, yeah. I'd like to have a quad too. Yeah, Fred, he went through hell to get that thing. And then he managed to get the clone too. Ooh. Don't fucking tell him that. Oh my god, he is dying for a Sage iMac. I am not telling him you have a Sage iMac. He will hunt you freaking down for that thing. Well, he didn't actually find it. Somebody else found it, but they were unable to get it. Or they didn't want to get it. I can't remember which. So... well, either way, I doubt he's going to give you a Molar Mac for it. The Molar Mac's worth a hell of a lot more than the Sage iMac, although probably not much more. Oh wow, no shit. That's insane. $35 for a Sage iMac. Those things are impossible to find. I've never seen one. He would probably give you the iPod socks for that. Don't tell Trina. So I'm kind of conflicted as to what I want to do for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I was initially going to give away a 17-inch MacBook Pro, a 2008 model, but the problem is the logic boards for those things have quadrupled in value since I first priced them, probably like a year and a half ago. And I don't think it's going to be financially viable. So, I was thinking about giving away my one G5 iMac or my early Intel Core 2 Duo iMac. Which iMac? Not this one. You can kiss my ass. Nobody's getting this fucking thing. This thing here is... this is mine. This thing is never leaving my house. Yeah, no, not happening. That's this one right here. Yeah, not happening. So I have a 17-inch iMac G5, and then I have a 20-inch iMac Core Duo. It might be a Core 2 Duo. I'm not sure. It's a 2006 model. It's an early one. So I may give one of those away instead. I'm not entirely sure yet. You see if it is in the back of your computer. I would hope not. It's annoying. I do use the compact flash card slot on the iMac because it's the only, believe it or not, it's the only thing I have that actually has a CF slot on it. I don't really use CF cards all that often, and it is actually, it's very useful, but it's also very freaking annoying to use. Yeah, it sat in my trunk for a month, but it still works fine. I brought it inside yesterday and booted it right up. I mean, I let it warm up first. Oh yeah, compact flash cards are great. So are SD cards. Compact flash cards are nice because they're basically solid state ID hard drives. And the CFs and the SD cards are great for like our vintage computers. Because then we can save wear and tear on the floppy drives and don't have to worry about floppy disks. I mean, the floppy email I have, I mean, that's like one of the best freaking things ever made. I don't use it very often, but when I do, oh my god, is it nice. Car is warm and I'm going home. Isn't it always warm over there? It's restoring now. It's taking a grand old freaking time. You guys have to remember, this is a spinning hard drive. This isn't an SSD. I didn't think it would take this fucking long, but What kind of an AGP motherboard are you looking for, Nicholas? I have a couple of old ones. Wow. No, I was trying to play Doom 3 on my iMac, but I kept needing a CD key. G5. Yeah, I'm kind of curious how it runs on here too, seeing as I can't get the fucking thing to run. Nicholas, I'll have to see what boards I have in the shed. I know I have a few older PC boards. They've been sitting around for a while. I know one of them is totally gone. Do you have the early G5 2.1 or the late one, Retro Techie? Because the early one, the early model, has regular DDR and has AGP graphics, whereas the one I have has DDR2 and PCI Express graphics. So, oh, you have a late one? That's what this is. Huh. Yeah, Nicholas, send me an email. To that address and remind me, and I will take a look. 2.5 gigs, the maximum you can put in one of these. And that's actually a lot of memory for one of these. Yeah, well, there's no comparison there. I mean, that machine will just freaking walk right over an iMac. Yeah, that was the one thing I did. This thing only had the original 512 in it when I got it, because it's got the 512 on board. So, but yeah, I was able to find a 2 gig DDR2 stick of memory for it, thankfully. I'm just doing some configuration. Well, that's cool, Nick. Well, you know that Apple put FireWire on all their computers up to 2012. So you could probably get a Mac Mini to do the same thing. It ain't no Mac Pro, but it does use a hell of a lot less energy. Hey, I'll tell you what, 1,1 Mac Pros are still very useful. I mean, here, that's what this is. This is a 1,1 2006 Mac Pro. Runs El Capitan. Now, it's hacked, but I mean, it does run El Capitan. It's got 4 2TB hard drives in it and a 128 gig SSD. And I'm using it as a fancy fucking RAID right now. It's got an 8TB RAID in it. So, yeah, they are great to tinker with. I mean, they're so freaking easy to work with. It's not even funny. Well, this is taking this grand old fucking time here. I mean, hell, I got this thing. I got this thing loaded for bear, you know. Got freaking NVIDIA Quadro K4000 in here. Got SATA SSD up here. I had ran a SATA cable down behind these fans. There's two SATA ports right in here. Because I think they were thinking about initially making the two DVD drives SATA, but never did. So I still have a parallel ATA cable up here. Not that I really have a use for it, but it's still there. And I've got the Quadro. There's, I think, 14 gigs of RAM in here right now because I had some memory issues. But this one does have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Well, I think they all have Bluetooth, but this one has Wi-Fi as well. Not that I ever use it, but it does have it. But these are nice because they have FireWire 400 and 800. So when I want to use a drive that's 400 or 800, I have to try to find the right cable. I got all the ports on here, unlike on my 2012 Mac Pro. That only has FireWire 800. So if I want to use a 400 device, I got to get the right cable. It's kind of annoying, but it works, you know. So but this machine, I mean, these machines are rock solid. I mean, now this has 4-core processors and 2.66 gigahertz. And I did finally get the firmware updated from 1.1 to 2, so it's actually a 2.1 now, but it is still a 2006 model. So I mean, it ain't the prettiest girl in the world, but you know, she's been serving pretty well for many years. This was the first Mac Pro I ever got. This is the machine that actually got me back into Apple. So, because it was the first machine I had that was remotely usable. So, yeah. Well, the beautiful thing with these is you can shove crap loads of hard drives in these. And they're the only Macs you can do that with. I mean, yeah, a 2012 Mac Mini you can put 2 hard drives in, but still. I mean, I could shove 6 in this fucking thing. And you could actually add even more if you get PCI cards, which is also nice. Well, I tell you what, if you need a media server or something that's easy to connect to a television, Mac Minis, you can't beat them. I mean, Jay, you know, from the House of Moth, he actually has several of them in a rack in his basement. He uses them for servers. So far, Sorbet is wonderful, at least on the iMac G5. I mean, it is fast, it works great. It seems very solid and stable. Now, I have a dual processor MDD. Great machine. Loud as fuck, but great machine. Assuming it will actually work. You know. Alright, bud, take care. I mean, I was playing YouTube videos on here earlier. I mean, that's something I've never been able to accomplish on this machine. At least not decently. I mean, I haven't tried Facebook or anything like that. It's not something I really want to get into on the live stream. YouTube works great. Safari works nice. I'm not even using like 10.4 Fox or anything. I'm just using Safari, and it worked great. Yeah. I mean, I was browsing some sites on the internet. I didn't get any annoying freaking, oh, your browser's too freaking old to do this. You can't do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying now. I'm working. Right now. I'm in the process of installing it on this PowerBook G4, and it's slow as fuck probably because I'm using a spinning hard drive. The hell? Oh. So I don't have any experience with using the mSATA to IDE converters, but Steve does. He's used quite a few of them, and they work great for him. They're actually on my Amazon wish list to get. I just haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, so that was Leopard Rebirth. It basically reskins the computer to act and look like High Sierra. Is what it does. Yeah, I think those are the same ones that Steve has. They're just some cheap generic thing. So, I hate to say it, but I think I'm actually going to, I think I might actually just keep, I think I might keep this as my primary operating system, to be honest with you. That's cool. It gives you a PPC store. That's pretty slick. So they give you, like, for anybody who's thinking about doing this, they give you some utility scripts here on in the applications folder. There's one in here called Run System Tune-Up. I'll tell you what, I ran that earlier today after I did the stream today, and oh my god, did that ever speed this thing up. It must get rid of like a whole bunch of junk. So, but I hate to say it, but I think I might actually keep this version of the OS as my primary on this machine and relegate Tiger to backup. As long as everything works. Of course, iWork won't work, but that's okay. I don't use it anyway. Cell works, that's all that matters. So I'm curious, I wonder if we can access the iTunes store. Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh, what about music?
Nordstrom is hiring right now for the holidays. We're all about providing great service to our customers every day, so the holidays are an extra exciting time to join our team. We are offering a sign-on bonus at all of our stores and warehouses, plus an added bonus for being vaccinated. Get a 20% discount at Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack, flexible hours and premium pay. For more info and possibly an offer on the spot, visit your local Nordstrom store, distribution center, or fulfillment center, or apply now at careers.nordstrom.com.
Oh. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay, iMovie works. What about Final Cut Pro? No. I don't know. Let's find out. Oops. It is 10.6.3. I can't remember which version they finally they cut off iTunes Store with. Yeah, sure. So it'd be really cool if you could actually use, like, if he would have replaced iChat with the newer Messages app. If you could have, you probably can't because there's a PowerPC. That would have been awesome. Other than that, I mean, everything else is great. I mean, here's YouTube. Yeah, it's about the same as a Core 2 Duo, maybe a little slower. So if I crank it up to 720,
no.
and it does stutter a little bit at 720, but it's still not. It still does pretty good. I mean, it's still sluggish, but you know, it's a hell of a lot better than it was under 10.4 Fox. You know? 10.4 Fox, I was never actually able to stream, to watch anything on YouTube. It was so painful, it really wasn't even worth it. But yeah, this is definitely quite watchable. And of course, YouTube is like the golden benchmark. It's like if you can get YouTube to run on a Power PC at all decently, you're doing really good. So yeah, and then it's still you're right, it wasn't that great. I mean, that's not perfect either, but I mean, what do you expect? I mean, this is a freaking, you're talking about a computer from 2004. The fact that it can do it at all is fucking amazing. Well, I don't know. You'd have to have a late G5 with PCI Express, because that's what this had. This has PCI Express graphics. It's an AMD Radeon X600. Now, it's not the best card, but it is PCI Express. So, so if you had let's say you had the 256 meg ATI 9650 that I have in my MDD. So that would be about the best card you get on AGP. So that might be about the same as what I'm using here, but I still don't think it's really much comparison. And if you had a late G5 with PCI Express, and you had a good PCI Express video card, then yeah, you could probably do some pretty smooth streaming. But I still don't think you're not going to touch HD. You'll never be able to get one of these to stream HD. I mean, 720 is HD, but I'm talking full HD. So well, that's good. Now, is that dual core or dual processor? So you're talking about just a dual core, not a quad. There might have been a 9800. I don't recall. So I have a 9650 in my MDD. That's an 8X AGP card, and now mine is a little slow because mine actually has a dual BIOS, dual ROM on it, because it's a Mac and PC card. So, but it's a good performer. They might have made a 9800. I can't recall. I thought the 9650 was the last one. And then there's an NVIDIA version. There's Sean has it in his G5. I can't remember exactly what it is. There is an NVIDIA card that is much better than the ATI. I can't remember which one it is off the top of my head. If Sean were here, I'm sure he could tell you, but I'm sure he went to bed. In Christ, it's 12:30 in the morning. But I know those are actually faster than the ATIs. Not by a lot, but it doesn't take much to. When you're talking about a higher end card like that, it doesn't take much to be better than the competition. Hey Thomas. Sorbet Leopard is a modification, it's many modifications, to OS 10.5 Leopard for PowerPCs that basically integrates the best parts of Snow Leopard up till El Capitan and High Sierra all together into a PowerPC operating system. Yeah, see, that's the thing with AGP cards. If you don't have a Mac card, you gotta flash them. You can't. It's not like the Mac Pro where you can slap it in and you just don't get a boot screen. They just don't work at all on these PowerPCs. So I don't know what browsers it support. I mean, whatever you're doing, it's going to have to be PowerPC. But you missed it, but I was just playing a YouTube video in Safari. It comes with a version of Safari called WebKit that they've modified. So it has a lot of the new security updates and all that stuff, especially for like encryption and whatnot. And it plays YouTube videos, pretty good actually. So right now we're actually trying to install it on a G4 laptop. And it's been doing this for about 40 minutes now. It took like 10 minutes to install it on the iMac. But it's taken this grand old time to install on the freaking laptop. It's almost done, thankfully. Yeah, modding the card, Nick, is not that hard. NVIDIA cards are pretty easy to do. All you have to do is you have to have a PC to do it, obviously. So you need a PC, and then you can mod the card. You can reload the ROM with the Mac ROM, and then all you have to do is just disconnect a couple of the pins. So I have no idea, Thomas, why. I mean, I didn't know anybody was even still using PPC Linux. So I don't think it's the fact that they can't. I just don't think people really have any inclination to, because there's just not that much demand there. I mean, it sucks. I wish they would. I mean, the best thing that we have for macOS is 10.4 Fox, and truthfully, it's freaking slow. I was running Safari on here, and it's pretty quick. It works pretty well, and it works normally. It's no different than browsing on my Mac Pro. A little slower, but not that bad. Now it'll be interesting to see how this poor G4 handles it. Something tells me we're going to have a core meltdown here. So on Snow Leopard, you can run Arctic Fox. I have an iMac here, Core Duo iMac, and I have Snow Leopard on it, and I have Arctic Fox, and it runs wonderful on there. The laptop is a 1.67 G4. It's a 2005 model. Holy shit, it's done! Holy crap. There it is. Let's go into startup disk, see if we can get this thing to boot up off of Sorbet Leopard. See what happens. Oh, and I just realized. So I was playing YouTube on the iMac. I was on freaking Wi-Fi. I wasn't even cabled in. I was on Wi-Fi. So that's even more impressive. I just realized that. That fucking thing was on Wi-Fi. I forgot I had the cable plugged into the PowerBook. Because the iMac only has 54 802.11g Wi-Fi. Same as the PowerBook does. Hi, Floof. Someone came to say hi. Say hi, brother. Say I'm a fluffy butthole. Yes, this is Sorbet booting up. Well, here we go. So, there we go. 10.5.9. And go into more info here. This trackpad on this laptop's horrible. So this is a 15-inch, 1.67, 2 gigs of RAM. Bus speed's 167 megahertz. We have an 80 gigabyte Toshiba hard drive. Runs at 5,200 RPMs, I believe, or 5,400 RPMs. We do have Bluetooth. We do have a disk burner. This is a dual layer drive. We do have FireWire 800. We have an ATI Radeon 9700 with 128 megs of RAM. So this is pretty close. I mean, it's an AGP card, so it's not going to be as fast as the PCI Express and the iMac. We have DDR2 RAM. And we have USB 2.0. So let's see how it does. I'm not expecting miracles, so yeah, they used a web toolkit, and I think they used, I think it just skinned it like Safari, or combined Safari and WebKit. Oh, it loaded. What are you doing over there? Yeah, I think I might try it on there. I don't have the MDD hooked up right now.
Ready to start eating healthier? Meat? Fine. Kachava is the world's healthiest all-in-one meal shake. A complete meal in seconds to keep you going for hours.
Well, we're going to find out if it actually plays YouTube.
Now when it comes to drawing, most 4-year-olds are mastering the art of stick figures and shapes. But Isabella Brosnikova was already sketching deep-sea wildlife.
Now at the age of 12, her art is so realistic, people questioned whether she did it. Nina Burton went along to meet her. As far as art prodigies go, Isabella Brosnikova, or Isabella Clever as she's known in the art world, is right up there. So much so, you'd
be forgiven for thinking her drawings are photos.
Drawing always makes me feel happy and proud of myself, and I feel unique.
I don't know. I'm pretty impressed, to be honest with you.
Isabella's passion is drawing animals.
I want to show people that how beautiful the world
Considering
is, and that it's
Considering everything that it's got to deal with on this computer, I'm pretty fucking impressed.
Style is called hyperrealism.
Hyperrealism is when you make the drawing look better than a photo, or make it look as live as it could be. This girl, she just looks so realistic. So it's just all blending and different colors. And actually, it's not that hard as it looks.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to do that, and I would find it quite hard, but Isabella's artwork is so realistic, people didn't believe she created them. So to prove it, she got on TikTok and Instagram. And prove it she did, picking up over 350,000 followers and millions of views. Isabella started doing commissions but had to stop when she got too busy. After all, she's got school to consider. Her passion for drawing started young, doing sea wildlife.
So this one was when I was 4 years old.
Even that was special to me.
I don't know, it's doing pretty good.
I see that this is something different. Because you're an artist yourself, right?
Yeah.
So it obviously runs in the genes. Yeah, it runs.
Well, first of all, I mean this is a top of the line PowerBook. The iBooks were much cheaper and used much slower components. Second of all, I'm on gigabit Ethernet, so I'm actually cabled into the internet. I'm sure it would probably stutter a little more if I was using Wi-Fi, but I'm actually cabled in. This has DDR2 memory and a better video card versus the iBook, which usually has just a crap video card and DDR memory. So I will tell you, this fucking thing is pretty goddamn hot right now. This thing is like, it is oh my god, is it getting hot? She is really hot. So, almost 48 degrees coming out right around the processor. It's 47, 48 degrees. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's definitely, she's definitely running hot. No, iBooks don't have passive matrix screens. They all have active matrix. They just have crappier video cards. So if you go in, anybody who's wanting to install, there's a folder here called Utility Scripts, and there's actually, if you read the Welcome to Sorbet Leopard, it tells you to do this. God, this trackpad sucks. No, iBooks all have active matrix screens. The last computer to use a passive matrix screen was a 5300 or 1400. Might have been a 1400. I think it was a 1400 CS, or maybe it was a 5300 CS. It's one of those. But ever since the G3s came out, they were all active matrix screens. So we go into maintenance. And we go into Run System Tune-Up. And this does take a little while. So which iBook do you have? The G4. So that has a ATI Mobility Radeon 9550. That's actually not bad, but it only has 32 megs of RAM. It's only a 4X AGP. It does have a either 12 or 14 inch TFT XGA display, which is active matrix. 1024 by 768. It uses DDR memory, standard DDR. And it maxes out at 1.5 gigs. And it has a 4,200 RPM hard drive. So, like I said, it's got a lot of hindrances, Now, if you're having ghosting, that's just your LCD going bad. that's the LCD just dying, probably. Whereas this machine here, so this is a 1.67. This has an 80 gig 5400 RPM hard drive. This has a DDR2 PC 4200 running at 333 megahertz. This has the Radeon 9700, which is still a 4X AGP card, but it has 128 megs of DDR RAM. And has a 15-inch TFT display and runs at 1440 by 960. So, I mean, the iBook was a much lower end machine, so it used much lower end components. So, oh yeah, they'll work like that forever. I mean, I've had several laptops over the years where the screens I've had regular LCD screens that start getting kind of crappy, and they work fine like that. So I'm quite impressed. I think I might try it on the MDD next. Not tonight. I'm going to have one more cup of tea, and I think I'm going to head to bed. And it also depends on the quality of the LCD too. Like I said, the iBooks were low-end machines. So, they'd used low-end components. That includes the LCD. Whereas the PowerBook was the high-end machine and used a much better display. Now, they use the same display for everything. For the most part. Not everything. Well, I don't know. These new ones, they probably do. They're probably all the same. But it's kind of like back in the like 2014, 2015 era, you could get a regular MacBook Pro, or you could get a Retina MacBook Pro, and the screen was totally different. So, and also the refresh rate also has a lot to do with it too. So if you have an LCD with a low refresh rate, then that's also going to affect the way the screen looks. You know, LCDs can refresh up to 120 hertz, which is 120 times a second. Or they can be as slow as 50 times a second, you know. So, that makes a big difference. You notice the refresh, especially when you're playing like action games, you know, like your 3D shooters and stuff like that. I mean, iBooks they're good, they're decent machines, you know. But if it comes to an iBook or a PowerBook, always go for a PowerBook. Plus, LCD technology has improved a lot in the last 30 years. I mean, if I got my 3400 out, my PowerBook 3400 out, put it up next to my G4 here, I mean, there'd be like no comparison, you know. It's like night and day. They're two totally different technology, you know. Oh, I'm sure the refresh rate on the iBook is pretty low. I don't know if it tells me. I don't know, Mac Tracker tell me what the refresh rate is or not. No, doesn't tell me. Tell me in the monitor's control panel or not. Because I'm kind of curious, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, this doesn't ghost. Displays. Yeah, so it doesn't tell you. It doesn't say anything about the refresh rate. It just says NA right here. So it's hard telling what the actual refresh rate is. Hey, cool. 3400s are really nice machines. I have a 180. I love it. I mean, it's a chunk, don't get me wrong, but it's a nice machine for its age. Runs OS 8.6, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, you have to show them off. I love 3400. You know, I never owned a PowerPC laptop until the last couple of years. The only Mac laptops I ever had a PowerBook 170C and I had a PowerBook 540C. And I used that 540C until there was literally nothing left. I loved that fucking machine so bad. And I never upgraded. I never put the PowerPC upgrade in. I always ran it just as a regular 540. And it was great. I loved it. I think I finally retired it in about 2000 because it disintegrated. It still worked. It just, the plastic all disintegrated. So, and I never had a PowerPC laptop until I bought the 3400 off of Jay Vry a few years ago. And it's a nice machine. I like it. I really do like it. I don't use it as much as I thought I would, but you know, it's a great little machine. I like the 68040. They were freaking great machines. 68030s were nice too. The 68020 is a fucking joke. Yeah, but for the time, I mean, the 68040 was an absolutely great processor. In a lot of ways, I'm kind of glad that Apple changed to the PowerPC architecture, because now Intel is still running code that came out in 1981 in the original 8088s in their processor. They can still crunch the original code, and it's so inefficient and it's such a pain in the ass. Whereas Apple has changed architecture 3 times now. 68K to PowerPC, PowerPC to Intel, Intel to ARM. So they're on their 4th iteration of the processor to keep the line relevant. And so the code is a lot more efficient. So if they never would have switched from the 68K to the PowerPC, they would probably have processors in line with what Intel has, and they'd be slow as shit. Yeah, and they came out with a 68060. I don't know if a machine was ever built around it, but I know Motorola did design a 68060. I believe that. I believe there's still crap floating around in Windows 10 that's been there since the early days. That wouldn't surprise me. So now I think I'm going to get an SSD for my power. This one's not mine. This one actually belongs to Dave from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. I got to send it out to him. But I think I'm going to get an SSD for mine now and do this, because this would be freaking awesome. I believe that. Windows is such a nightmare. So I just got done doing. I ran the scripts to. It does clean up. I'm not exactly sure what all I know is it had a bunch of shit flying across the screen. It was going through all the files. I'm assuming it's cleaning up all the extraneous code and whatnot. And as soon as it does all that, then it reboots. It booted up faster this time. Oh. Yeah. Runs pretty decent. I don't have anything on here. Oh, iTunes loaded right up.
When you come back to Mohegan Sun Pocono, the feeling is unmistakable. Your heart pounds at thrilling table games and the latest slot machines. Your mouth waters at your favorite restaurants. Buzz with excitement at all the promotions, entertainment, and events to come. It's a feeling you only get from being here. So get back to the place that makes you feel a little luckier and lets you shine a little brighter. Shine on, Mohegan Sun Pocono. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. When you come back to Mohegan Sun Pocono, the feeling is unmistakable. Your heart pounds at thrilling table games and the latest slot machines. Your mouth waters at your favorite restaurants. Buzz with excitement at all the promotions, entertainment, and events to come.
Well, I don't have any experience with the most up-to-date Mac OS. My latest OS is Mojave.
Luckier and lets you shine a little brighter. Shine on.
Not much has really changed since
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
LCAP.
Did you know that Thanksgiving is the most polluted indoor air quality day? Blame it on all that cooking. But there is something you can do to help improve the air quality in your home. Swap out your old HVAC air filter with a Filtrete air filter. You should change your filters every season, but in winter it's really important.
Hey, Soulblats.
Are you cooking in time?
Yeah, I'm starting to use Linux. I'm starting to play with Linux.
At a retailer near you. Let's clean the air.
I should play with it more, but I do have a Linux machine set up now. Yeah. Works pretty decent. Considering the fact it's on a spinning hard drive, is pretty impressive, I think. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about Big Sur Monterey. It seems more like they're trying to go with... They're trying to switch over to macOS or iOS. Alright, well... Let's try something on the battery. Yeah, well, the PowerPC processors were a lot more efficient than Intel processors were. Unfortunately, they're also power hogs.
Please welcome the final competitor. Representing Russia, Kamila Valieva. Well, it was only a few weeks ago at an earlier international event in Finland where this young woman scored the highest free skate and the highest overall score ever recorded in women's figure skating, and this is her debut at the senior level on the Grand Prix for Kamila Valieva from Russia.
Well, it's running pretty good on the battery.
Exceptional with a capital E.
Not bad considering the fact that I'm sure power control is active. So I know it's throttling the processor down. So I found a Linux distro. It's called Zorn OS, and it looks like Windows 10. I mean, but it runs a hell of a lot better, and it's got an app store sort of deal built into it. So, like for my first Linux distro, I wanted something that was kind of easy, didn't require a lot of learning curve. So, and that seemed like a good choice. So I finally got it run on the G4. It only took 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. Jesus Christ, I'm streaming more now than I did earlier. Yeah, I'm still running. I think I have Mojave on my MacBook Pro, but that's a 2011. So, and actually, the sad thing is, no, my 2012 Mac Mini is the newest Mac I own, and I don't even use it. But I have a 2011 MacBook Pro, a 2009 Mac Pro, 2006 Mac Pro, and of course my iMac G5. Those are the machines I use on a regular basis. So mainly the Mac Pro, that one there, with the big fucking monitors on it. So. And that's not even the most powerful computer I have is probably this Dell here, and all I do is stream on this one. So, but it is now 10 after 1 my time. I think it's time to get a cup of tea and go to bed. So, thanks whoever's left. I think it's just Thomas, Soul Blast, and Nicholas. So, but if anyone else is still here, thanks for stopping in and keeping me company. I appreciate it. So, I think the next machine I'm going to do is going to be my MDD, and that'll probably be sometime. I don't know. It's buried over there somewhere. Hey, no problem, Nicholas. If any of you guys have any PowerPC Max, I would very highly suggest this as a good alternative OS. So I'm very impressed. I'm surprised. I can't believe the G4 is actually doing as well as it is. I was not expecting much. I mean, with that spinning hard drive in there, I mean, that's going to be the biggest hindrance to the whole machine. I'm actually surprised it was as good as it was. So, you guys have a good night too, and we will see you in the near future, I hope. Thank you very much.